up, see how Omaha is getting ready for this election year through voter outreach.
Then check out the newest addition to the Omaha sports bar scene.
Finally, see how one organization is helping women in media get a step ahead.
All this and more on the Omaha News.
Good afternoon, I'm Sapphire Bennett.
And I'm Jenna Jansen.
As the city of Omaha ramps up for the 2024 election, there's a focused effort to register first-time voters, particularly Gen Z. Jenna did this story, and she reports on how community groups and social media play a role ensuring young voters make their voices heard.
Across the city, schools like UNO are registering voters through community events, with TikTok and Instagram playing a key role, helping drive 150,000 registrations on National Voter Registration Day through viral campaigns aimed at first-time voters. Pull the Vote founder and CEO Heather Nelson, whose platform empowers individuals who connect with legislators and decision makers, says this strategy is crucial for reaching a generation that's mostly online.
I believe social media is important, and I believe it's extra important for reaching the traditional student populace age. That is where they go for their information. That is where their circles are that they're building up in their communities.
From TikTok trends to Instagram posts, young voters aged 18 to 27 are using social media to get involved in the political process for the very first time. First-time voters Grace Hornbuckle and Caitlin Kelly say registering to vote is about making a difference and taking control of their future.
What inspired me to register to vote was trying to make a difference. I'm not really old enough yet to make a difference on my own, but at least this way I can try to impact my country where I can.
Yeah, I think it's a super important thing to do. Obviously, it's important, especially as a college student, to get involved in voting and being involved in just what your government's doing. And it's going to be important, especially for college students, because this is our future.
With Omaha approaching key election deadlines, an estimated 8.3 million Gen Z voters are eligible nationwide. For the Omaha News, I'm Jenna Jansen.
As the registration deadline approaches, Nebraskans registering online or by mail must do so by October 25th to vote, while in-person registration remains open until November 1st.
Registration is just one key component getting young voters in the ballots this season. Voter outreach is the other. This involves educating and engaging the potential voting pool. Reporter Ashton Case shows us Omaha's voter outreach efforts.
As we get closer to the election, we're seeing a lot of voter outreach efforts by local organizations. Many of these organizations are focusing specifically on voter registration.
I've just seen a lot of people out there with clipboards trying to get other students to vote and get registered to vote.
The UNO Chris Library works with the Office of Engagement to help students learn more about their role as voters.
The role that the library plays is that we have a long history of helping students register to vote.
Voter outreach includes more than just voter registration. It also includes education. It's well established that between age demographics, the youngest voters have the lowest voter turnout. This could be because of a lack of education on the subject.
So often I hear from students that they just don't know how to do it. And then there's the other factor of just literally I don't know where to go. I don't know how to do this. I just don't know what's going to happen.
Some voters might not know exactly how important their vote is, especially Nebraska, a state that splits its electoral votes between congressional districts. This might apply more so to young voters who have less education on the subject.
So a lot of people do think, oh, well, my vote's not going to move the needle, right? It absolutely is. We've seen it in so many elections.
We are the future, so we should decide what is in store for us in the future.
One vote can make a difference. I mean, literally.
If you are not registered to vote or have any questions about the voting process, you can stop by the UNO Library or the Office of Engagement.
Hey Ashton, are there any additional voting resources available to students?
Great question. UNO students have access to TurboVote. It's a free, nonpartisan online tool that helps request absentee ballots, register to vote, and receive reminders about this election year. You can go to the UNO voter engagement website to access TurboVote.
Thanks, Ashton.
Last night's vice presidential debate between Democrat Tim Walz and Republican J.D. Vance marked the final debate of this year's presidential election.
So much better.
According to ABC News, a late Tuesday night poll determined 48% of watchers thought Vance had the better performance, while 46% thought Walz was the winner.
Jasmine Harris announced her run for mayor of Omaha on Tuesday. Harris works as a policy and advocacy director at RISE, a Nebraska nonprofit that aims to help people in prisons re-enter the community. Harris says she's here to change the community's low faith in elected officials. Harris will oppose incumbent Mayor Gene Stothert and Douglas County Treasurer John Irving in 2025.
Coming up next on the Omaha News, see how a local rehabilitation center is using technological advances to assist in patient recovery.
Then we take you inside the Durham Museum's latest exhibit. Stay tuned for an exclusive look you can't get anywhere else.
Create, perform, communicate. College of Communication, Fine Arts, and Media.
Explore the historic Blackstone District in Omaha, Nebraska. With over a dozen restaurants, bars, and social settings, you can experience everything the iconic district has to offer. Eat, drink, socialize, and enjoy the day or night here in Blackstone.
Nearly 3,000 student athletes competing in 19 varsity sports from 9 institutions. Compete for nationally ranked teams to become academic All-Americans and NCAA champions. Nearly 100,000 students and more than 800,000 alumni celebrate their schools as they rise to reach the summit. The Summit League, where tomorrow's leaders reach the summit today.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha's bookstore is home to more than books. The UNO bookstore accommodates all students' needs with phone and laptop repairs at the iFix UNO station or free residence hall delivery. The bookstore, located in the Millvale Student Center, is full of Maverick merchandise. Find sweatshirts for chilly Nebraska days or cozy UNO mugs for every coffee fix. Shop anytime at unobookstore.com.
A celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month here on UNO's campus showcases a variety of indigenous cultures in Mexico, Central, South America, and the Caribbean. The group Raíces de Mexico is a nonprofit organization in Omaha aimed at teaching and sharing Mexican culture through folkloric dances throughout Nebraska and Iowa. Angel Arcos serves as secretary for the group. He says their members range from 3 to 63.
And so what you'll see today is different states that represent Mexico, and so each state has their own different types of typical dresses or typical outfits that they use for the dances or for celebrating.
Each year, the Office of Student Leadership, Involvement, and Inclusion at UNO highlights several American ethnic groups. According to their website, their mission is to highlight, educate, and enjoy the diverse ethnic groups they serve. In November, the office features Native American Heritage Month. Then they will honor the richly diverse culture of the Native and Indigenous people.
A rehabilitation center in Omaha is using innovative technology to help transform the lives of people facing some of the toughest challenges. Reporter Morgan Gardner gives us a closer look at how QLI is making a difference in rehab and recovery.
Rehabilitation after a life-changing injury can seem overwhelming. In Omaha, one organization combines cutting-edge technology with compassionate care to significantly impact rehabilitation following life-altering injuries.
This place does a great job of not only physical therapy and occupational therapy, but just rehabilitating you back into life.
QLI is one of the nation's leading centers for brain and spinal cord injury rehabilitation. Therapists and world-class experts guide patients on a journey that goes beyond medicine.
We really see big picture. We look at the whole person, what happens at QLI is so unique, and so I knew immediately this was where I wanted to be eventually.
At QLI, recovery isn't just about survival, it's about thriving.
You're gonna have setbacks. You're gonna have days which are really good. And if you get too high, you'll end up having a bad day, and then it'll all feel like you're taking a step back.
The QLI team comprises dedicated professionals who provide individualized care that focuses on the mind, body, and spirit.
The days that are really fun are days that we get to go out to coffee shops, or we get to go out jet skiing, or we, even being able to spend time on our campus here, down by the lake, all of those places really allow us to do something that's meaningful. So
QLI continues to set the standard for rehabilitation and long-term care, offering hope for individuals facing life-changing injuries. From Omaha News, I'm Morgan Gardner.
The Durham Museum is featuring a new exhibit that covers the history and folklore of dragons from around the globe. The Lost World of Dragons can be seen through December. Reporter Abigail Gosek takes us inside.
Dragons fly across a television screen, breathe fire within the page of a book, and Director of Communications Don Myron says dragons stand ready to roar within the Durham Museum.
It's going to be a really fun exhibit for people to not only learn about dragons and their history and folklore, mythology, but also to learn about cultural traditions associated with dragons.
Myron mentions that the exhibit includes several interactive displays, animatronic dragons, photo opportunities, and a scavenger hunt guests can complete by interacting with the various displays.
In addition to that, there's a lot of storytelling opportunities because dragons, they have their way into so many of our stories across cultures for centuries.
A Durham Museum volunteer, Jamie, says the Dragon Rider VR display is already popular among guests of the new exhibit.
I suspect it'll probably get a lot busier, especially as we head towards Christmas, because this is here through December 31st, and that hits all of our busy Christmas events. So.
Educational displays focused on the history and origins of many famous dragons the world over can be found throughout the exhibit. Guests who complete the scavenger hunt around the exhibit can take home a small prize with them for their efforts. Room where guests can view the animatronic dragons and explore displays. The exhibit continues in the hall outside with further activities and displays on dragon history. The Lost World of Dragons exhibit is found on the 3rd floor of the Durham Museum behind me. Once you hear the dragons roar, you know you're in the right place. For the Omaha News, I'm Abigail Gosek. Back to you at the studio.
Thank you, Abby. Coming up on the Omaha News, we have a new feature that puts a spotlight on arts, culture, and entertainment.
See how a small business owner found the sweet spot for her big break. And take a look at how Omaha is combining spirits with schooling. Don't go anywhere.
I never thought I'd be standing in the clouds looking down on the ancient ruins of the Incan Empire. I never thought I'd live among the street artists in Valparaiso. I never thought I'd make friends that would last a lifetime.
Adventure's out there, and as Mavericks, it's up to us to find it.
Stop thinking, start doing. Visit educationabroad.unomaha.edu.
Why don't you shut your mouth and sit
Welcome to Spotlight Omaha, a new feature that showcases arts, culture, and entertainment around the Omaha metro area. Good afternoon, I'm Ben Badafarano, and today we're talking about sweet treats and spirits. Omaha company Spirit World Wine offers more than alcohol. The organization has the only formal spirits education program in the metro. I attended one of the organization's classes to learn more. Drink, learn, repeat. That's the motto of Spirit World Wine, located in Exarban Village. Besides selling spirits, Spirit World offers an education program for beginning and experienced drinkers alike. Much of class time is spent teaching how spirits are made from plant to bottle. But they also discuss topics like global alcohol markets and what spirits can be imported into the U.S. Regular student Erin Bodie says that knowing more about what she's drinking adds a lot to the experience.
The soil type, whether the area gets a lot of rain or gets no rain, or, I mean, really, the thing to take away from all the classes is that the wine, the grape that suffers the most makes the best wines.
Classes rotate through different types of alcohol, from wine and beer to brandy, bourbon, and sake. Spirit World holds a monthly Explorer series on wine, with each class highlighting a different region of the wine world. The most recent class highlighted Pinotage, which is native to South Africa and is a cross between Pinot Noir and Cinsault. One complicated issue that classes discuss is approval of alcohol for sale. Take bourbon. According to the U.S. Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau, bourbon must not have more than 80% alcohol and be based on not less than 51% corn. Spirit World General Manager Alzuri says that students are often intimidated by spirit jargon.
Like, what does that mean? You know, a GSM. Turns out it's Grenache Syrah Mourvedre. But how do you know that until you actually learn it? So what we're blessed with is the customers we do get, they come here for that moment.
Alzuri says that while many spirit experts keep their knowledge to themselves, Spirit World's mission is to share. To see upcoming classes, visit Spirit World's website or stop by in Exarban. The Omaha Farmers Market is a space where vendors gather to sell produce, plants, prepared food, and additional specialty products in the metro, creating opportunities for many people in the community. Reporter Sapphire Bennett talks to a small business owner here in Omaha that got her start at the market.
For over 4 years now, Mary Birkenthal has been baking macarons, a colorful French dessert, out of her home kitchen. Mary got her start as a vendor at farmers markets in the metro area. Her macarons easily became a hit with the market goers, causing her to sell out on many occasions to this day. Mary says she appreciates the markets because they make managing a business much easier and more approachable.
No, it is definitely less pressure, and people can just come up to you. It's just kind of like a one and done. You know, they come up to you, buy it, you go home, and you're done.
Mary is just one of the small business owners that uses the market as a stepping stone. The market not only connects vendors to customers, but also helps them grow through community support. Omaha Farmers Market Media Coordinator Maggie Winton says there are unique benefits to having a business in the market.
It's almost better than having a storefront for some folks because if they come to the farmers market or their regular weekly vendor that we have every once in a while, they know they have a dedicated space here at our market.
Mary encourages others that want to get into entrepreneurship to just start, despite any fears they may have.
I say they should try it. They should do it. And even if you make the mistakes, and I think back to that first farmers market, I did not know what I was doing in any way, shape, or form. And, people came and they bought and they wanted to try. And then it just kind of gives you the motivation to keep going.
Mary's business, which started as just a fun baking project, has become a rewarding endeavor, showing that anyone can start a small business, even from their own kitchen. For the Omaha News, I'm Sapphire Bennett.
Summer Farmers Market in the Old Market is October 12th. Omaha has plenty of food and drink-related events occurring this weekend. Participating businesses in Midtown Crossing will host their annual chili crawl, where they will offer their signature chili recipes this Saturday. The Gifford Park neighborhood is hosting their annual community festival, Porch Fest Omaha, featuring live art, music, and more this Sunday. Make sure to join us next week for more Spotlight Omaha highlights.
up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Faded breast to a full.
There's a unique educational experience right here in Omaha. With access to top-rated programs, in-demand degrees, and a worldwide community of graduates, UNO prepares students for life, wherever it may lead. From Omaha to Italy to Uganda to Japan, Mavericks are working in communities around the globe. So where will a degree from UNO take you? UNO, access to exceptional, access to the world. Learn more at unomaha.edu.
Representation of women in media has long been a topic of debate and change. Reporter Connor Schmidt says one group on UNO campus has been breaking this barrier.
Women's representation in media has been a subject of increasing attention and research in recent years. Despite some progress, significant gaps remain in the disparity of men and women in the media workforce. Data from the 2019 Women in the Workplace study says that while women make up 49% of the total workforce in media and entertainment, those jobs are more concentrated in entry-level positions. The Women in Media Club is a group of women at the University of Nebraska-Omaha who cover sports and other events around campus. Club President Juliet Eckler talks about how being in the club has benefited her present and future.
But with them, it's just kind of more empowering in a way, and so I feel like just the friendships I've built with that, and just getting out in the community too, like the work that we're gonna do here coming up, just working with other people, I think we'll build a lot more connections with that. So yeah, it's been really great.
Even with the disparity of high-end jobs between men and women in the media workforce, there are great examples of women who have excelled past that stereotype. Digital director of Hurrdat Sports, Anna Bellinghausen, was a founding member of Women in Media back in 2022. She says that being in the club helped her get to where she is today.
You know, I think it's been huge in my career with just confidence and kind of understanding how the business works and getting to feel what leadership is like at UNO and being a president of that club and really getting to have hands-on experience. I mean, there's nothing like it.
The Women in Media Club continues to do great work on UNO campus as they look to gain more members and even more experience every day. For the Omaha News, I'm Connor Schmidt.
If you want to check out Women in Media's work or keep up with their current content, go to @MavRadio or @WomenInMediaUNO on Instagram.
Earth has temporarily gained a second moon. An asteroid will be trapped in Earth's orbit for about 2 months. Astronomers at the University of Madrid spotted the space rock in August using a telescope in South Africa. It joins Earth's orbit on Sunday and will leave on November 25th to continue its way through the galaxy. The mini-moon is expected to appear again in 2055. The Jocelyn has been a staple in Omaha for over 90 years. The museum underwent a 2-year period of construction. Reporter Juan Salazar takes us inside the reopening of the renovated museum.
In the heart of Omaha, the Jocelyn has been a place for inspiration, education, and connection through the arts since 1931. 3 weeks ago, Jocelyn got an update. Director of Marketing and Public Relations at the museum, Amy Ramos, says that the new pavilion is a 42,000 feet expansion, expanding not only spaces to showcase art, but also new areas for people to gather.
Also really taken the opportunity during the time that we were closed to the public to reinstall all of our galleries, and we have acquired approximately 100 new works of art added to the collection in all areas from ancient to contemporary. So there's a lot of new work for people to see, as well as a lot of favorites.
I love all the old-timey architecture that really, it just makes you feel like you're in like a fancy movie or something like that when you're in there. It's like the fountain room with the balconies looking over. It's really just beautiful architecture all around, and then beautiful art to complement it.
Our mission is to bring people together to explore art across time and cultures, and this space does that. Having free admission is just a wonderful way to welcome everyone in. You don't have to necessarily plan for a visit or budget for a visit. We're really becoming more than ever a top tour tourist destination, but also a place for people who live here in Omaha, people here in our community, to engage with one another.
For the Omaha News, I'm Juan Salazar.
Thanks, Juan. You can see the Jocelyn's new updates through Tuesday through Sundays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesdays and Thursdays have extended hours from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
That's all for today.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at the UNO The Omaha News, or find our website for even more stories at unoomahanews.com.
From all of us here at UNO Television, thanks for watching.
For more than 20 years, only one program has addressed topics that matter to viewers. Only one program delivers the information that Nebraskans need to live the good life. I'm Kathy Wyatt. Join my guests and me as we discuss those issues every week on a program we call Consider This.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.